What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be covering effective dry firing drills.
My stripes show like regiments, military intelligence, murder game. I leave no evidence, credentials. Go ask my preschool, even talk to my old principal. He tell you how I used to pack a #2 pencil, stabbing students, grabbing teachers, Catholics, preachers in the school staircase, cutting class, passing my reefer, MO class.
Alright guys, welcome back. Thank you guys for clicking on the video. Today we're going to be going over effective dry firing drills. So, with the ammo surge right now and the prices being super high and most of us not having much money to go ahead and purchase a bunch of ammo to go train with, I've seen the community doing two things. One, whenever they hit the range, they're doing low round count drills. Some of these guys are doing like 10 rounds. I guess that's low round count to me, or to them, excuse me. To me, low round count is I like to do 1 to 3. Right? Give me... That's nice and slow for me, and that's where I keep it. But another thing a lot of people are starting to do is dry fire. Now, people have been doing it for a while, but because of what's going on with ammo and the prices being so high, people are dry firing more and more so they can stay proficient on their skills. Dry firing is a very effective way to keep training without actually having to go to the range. You get to practice a lot of good fundamentals. Your grip, your sight alignment, sight picture, so aiming, trigger press. Those are 3 of the big ones that you want to go ahead and keep focusing on. Some things you really don't get out of dry fire is like recoil management. All right, so you can't really tame recoil when you're just dry firing. If you don't know what dry fire is, gun out, weapon is clear. Dry firing is obviously having the weapon unloaded, going ahead, getting some type of sight picture, sight alignment, and squeezing the trigger. All right. After that, some people can go ahead and rack the slide, feel their reset, squeeze the trigger again, and practice their trigger reset that way. But pretty much the most part is just practicing all your fundamentals until you get there. Right, so you get that bang, right? You reset your trigger, you go ahead and practice. But there's other things you can do and other drills that'll help you with other drills you can run on a range. As for drawing out of a holster or drawing out, shooting one, reloading one, those type of drills. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a couple of the drills that I find super effective in dry firing. Alright, so this drill right here is essentially a one-shot drill. You set your timer to whatever time feels comfortable, and on the beep, you're going to draw out and get your sight alignment, sight picture, and squeeze the trigger when you're ready for time. It's a very effective drill, and it'll help you push yourself on the range for time. Alright, this next drill is a one-shot, then reload drill. So essentially, just like the first drill, you're going to wait for the beep, draw out, squeeze the trigger, get that break. You're going to have to manually lock your slide to the rear, then reload. It is going to take up a little bit more time because of you locking your slide to the rear, but it'll still help you and push you for when you go to the range, and it's also a very... Alright, so this next EDC drill is, I like to refer to it as like a multiple targets with a reload drill. So this really works in the range when you have rounds, but you can also practice it in dry firing. You're going to draw out, you're going to engage 3 different targets. On the last one, again, manually lock your slide to the rear, conduct a reload, get the trigger break. Alright, so those are some of my EDC drills. So typically, like you see, you didn't see I had any kit on. Everything was concealed, so you can see it from that perspective. Now we're going to move into kit. So one important thing about these drills that you're doing is you have to make sure you're practicing for whatever you're doing. Your mission dictates your gear. Your mission's also going to dictate your training as far as everything else goes. For your fundamentals, that's typically going to stay the same whenever you're going from a EDC type of training to a tactical in-kit training. But you still want to be able to practice both if you do both. So here we have a one-shot drill from an outside the waistband holster and a gun belt. Same concept, just a little bit faster, a little bit quicker, but you still want to work it if you run a gun belt. Alright, so now we have our vest on and a rifle. We're going to practice transition drills. So on the beep, you're going to dry fire your rifle, transition to your pistol, dry fire from your pistol, scan your area, then holster. Very effective drill to get you in the habit of transitioning when you hear a click. Alright, next is going to be a one-shot reload drill, just like we did with the pistol, but now we have a rifle. So the same concept. This drill is a little bit trickier because you have to figure out whether you want to have your bolt to the rear when you reload, then send it forward, or just run with just the standard fundamentals of reloading. I do it a couple different ways, so I have 2 videos up. The beeper is just there to get you in the habit to see what time you're under to... Alright, this drill is a multiple threats with reload in between drill, just like I did with the pistol. Something to add onto these drills is to change up where you reload, because in a real world scenario, you're not going to know when you have to reload, you're just going to feel slide lock. So I like to try at different targets. I only give myself 3, and then when I'm at the range and I'm actively doing this drill, because all these drills transfer over to live fire drills, I will do anywhere from 3 to 5 targets, and I won't load my mags. I'll have a friend load it so I can get the best training out of that drill. drill. All right, so another good tip before you guys start going at 100% is to go through the motions, right? So in these next two clips, I'm going through the motions, working them slow, working the fundamentals so I can feel it and get the rhythm of how I want to do the drill and practice my training. So in this video, I'll break it down for you real quick just from the draw. So I sit there, that's step 1, step 2, step 3. All right, guys, so those are just some of the drills I do. Again, I always start out taking my time. I go through the motions. I make sure I get the reloads before I punch out. I make sure I'm drawing out of the holster pretty much perfectly before I start increasing. A good way to think of it is start at like a 10%, go from 10 to 50, 50 to 75, and then 100 full on out, so you got the speed and everything. Again, all this stuff transfers over to the range. Whenever you go from dry fire, you can bring it to the range while you're conducting live fire and practice these same drills. The reason dry fire is so effective and so helpful is because when you're practicing at home and you're going through the movements fast, when you hit the range, you can skip the 10 or the 50%. You can jump up to the 75%, see where your shooting is at, and then push yourself to 100 and then push yourself to failure. Remember, failure is not a bad thing. It's just saying that's where your limit is for now. You go back home, you continue to dry fire, you go out to the range, you keep practicing so you can keep pushing yourself further as a shooter. All right, those are just some of the drills that I find effective. If you guys have any other ones, please, I'm all ears to try different ones. I love learning new drills and doing them. If it's gonna help me as a shooter, I like to push it out to other people and so on and so forth. But that's all I have today. Be looking forward to some reviews coming up soon. I have just reached 1,000 rounds on my Swamp Fox Optic Sentinel. I'm also getting the Swamp Fox Optic Justice, looking at doing some 507 and 508 reviews on the Holosun. So keep up with me. If you guys have any questions, feel free to DM me. My handle is Parallel Defense on Facebook and on Instagram. I typically respond to any questions you guys have. I appreciate all the love. Again, shout out to the sponsors of the channel, some of the guys that help us out and look out. Some of the sponsors of the channel are USCCA. They are self-defense insurance if you guys are carrying a gun. If you guys don't know what happens after you shoot somebody, you're probably going to need a lawyer, so go ahead and look into them. Again, if you guys have any questions, you guys can shoot me a message, and I can go through some of the process and some of the steps to get you guys an account with them. Shout out to Kerber Arms. I use a lot of their outside the waistband holsters. He looks out. Very, very good prices. The holsters are different. It's not your typical Kydex. These are stronger materials for a longevity of the holster, so that is good. Swamp Fox Optics help us out a lot. Don't really give us much, but I love their products. They're very, very open company, and they allow me to test their stuff after purchasing it. Nothing for free there, but they help us out a little bit. Kratos Tactical, they definitely help us out a little bit with some of their rifles, supplies, so we'll be doing a review on them as well. Again, if you guys have any questions at all, I'm here for you. Be on the lookout for some more reviews. Thank you.